again. My name's Gabe Zona. You know, I did a video a couple of weeks ago when the Arizona City Council in Phoenix, they put a new transgender law into effect, which said that, you know, a guy can go into a little girl's or in a woman's bathroom if he says, well, I think I'm a girl, and vice versa, you know what I mean? And now, this is really blowing up. Arizona lawmakers have jumped into national debate over the rights of transgender people. And this is really causing a rat's nest. Advocates say the measure would be the toughest standard in the nation for transgender people in bathroom use, requiring Arizona residents to use restrooms of the sex listed on their birth certificate. Wow. One local TV station doubted it. Show me your papers before you go potty bill. A reference to Arizona's legislature sweeping 2010 immigration law. Anyway, you know, what this really shows you, or shows me anyway, is how stupid a lot of these elected officials really are, you know? I mean, we've got women, we've got men that are elected representatives, and they're on the city council. And how stupid can they be to vote that someone that's a guy can go into a girl's or a woman's bathroom? You got to be right, completely insane, you know? And in the video that I did on this before, I said, hey, you know, if a guy really thinks that he's a girl, let him go get his you-know-what chopped off. You know what I mean? They can do marvels with surgery. They can make him have one of those, you know, like a girl has. You know what I mean? But as long as he's got outdoor plumbing, he's a guy. Yeah. And as long as a girl doesn't have outdoor plumbing, she's a girl. Now, if she wants to go get a unit installed, you know, one of those remote control or with a hinge in it or whatever, that's fine. That's her business. But until they do that, I agree with what they're trying to propose now, which is you're going to have to abide by what's on your birth certificate. You know what I mean? And as far as having to prove it at the front door of a bathroom, you don't have to prove it. I know what a girl looks like. I know what a guy looks like. You know? Now, sometimes they can fool you. You really can't tell. And if you really can't tell, they're probably going to sneak through. More so for women than for guys. Guys got Adam's apples right here. We got an Adam's apple. You know what I mean? You go one of these, you got outdoor plumbing. Now, if you don't have an Adam's apple, well, then okay. But if you have an Adam's apple, I'm sorry that you're, you know, something got disconnected and you think you're a girl. But God wanted you to be a guy. That's why you got an Adam's apple right there, you know what I mean? It's right there. Anyway, I think it's just actually sad how much time and money is wasted by these city council members on these insane things that they do. It's like they have nothing else to worry about, you know? So they sit there, well, should we let transgenders go into other people's bathrooms? Yeah, I think we should do that, you know? Let's vote on it. It's a joke. They don't have enough to do to keep them occupied. That's what the problem is. Now, as far as Congress is concerned, well, once you get to Congress, you've reached a certain plateau where nothing matters anymore. You know what I mean? You've sort of arrived. And in Congress, you got a 6-year ride. I mean, this isn't like, you know, like, I'm sorry, in the Senate, you have a 6-year ride. This isn't like in Congress where it's like a 2-year ride as a congressman. Jeffrey Flake must have been nervous. He had 5 2-year rides. But Jeffrey always pulled through. And now Jeffrey's in a big league. Hey, Jeff! Your voting record is not reflective of a true Republican. But hey, the good news is you're like one of those willow branches, you know, instead of an oak tree branch. Oak tree branches tend to snap off in high winds. Willows, they bend. I wonder if your middle name is Jeffrey Willow Flake. I don't know. Could be. But anyway, I don't want to pick on Jeff. But hey, he is an easy target. But you know what the easiest target is right now? Lame Brain McCain. Yeah. Every time he opens his mouth, guess what he does? He steps right in it. With Flake, he's sort of behind the scenes. You know what I mean? You only find out after he voted. Yeah. But McCain, he's just a bozo. That's what he is. Anyway, I think this whole bathroom thing's ridiculous. I think it's insane that they even consider allowing men. Can you imagine if you had a little daughter? And I had three daughters and one son. But can you imagine your little daughter in with, you know, my wife, which is my ex-wife, but with my wife at the time, and she's like 5, and she wants to go potty, so she walks into the bathroom, and in comes this guy. Now, there aren't no urinals in women's bathrooms, so what's he going to use, the sink? Nah, he'll go to one of the johns. And he might not even lift up the seat. He'll just pull out his hose and let her go. What if the little girl sees that? Little girls shouldn't see men's hoses, not when they're 4 and 5, unless they're daddies. And, you know, I mean, the whole thing's sick. It's sick, 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 sick. But that's what our society is. Our society is sick, 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 sick. I mean, look what we got in the White House. Huh? Yeah. You know, his wife and Obama spend more money on vacations than small cities used to run their small cities. Pretty nuts, huh? But hey, if you can do it, why not, eh? That's Bozo's philosophy. If I can do it, why not? And you know what? He's doing it. Oh yeah, at our expense.